Howdy everybody to Grave Masters, where we are going to explore Tobey Cemetery today and get behind the history of it. The Tobey Community Cemetery. The Nat Tobey family moved from Indiana to northeast Burnett County in the 1850s. Sons of Avery and Samuel bought the land here in the Backbone Valley in 1868. At the death of N.W. Tobey, age 12, the cemetery was open in 1872. A church and school stood nearby, serving the people of the ranches and farms of the valley. Within a century, over 200 graves were placed in this burial ground. In 1964, Tobey Cemetery Association was formed to care for the one remaining community landmark since the church and school were phased out in the 20th century, 1976. This is one of the very first ones that catch your eye in the cemetery. Germano Solorzano M. I probably butchered that. Sorry. Born in 1942 and died in 2008. Very fancy. So we'll move on to the next one. One of the next ones I've found that's very interesting is the Charlie Thomas headstone here. I don't see any dates or anything else. It's just this Charlie Thomas. So must be one of the older ones in here for sure. I have noticed, if we go over this way towards the center of the property of the cemetery, that's where all the oldest ones are. Alright, let's read off a few of these headstones here. We got Edward, son of W.L. and Cosa Woods, born in Burnett County, Texas, January 6, 1878, and died in January 28, 1881. Let's see what the sides reads the same. No, the side reads completely differently. It reads Catherine Glass. Let's see here. Dan, can't quite read that, of W.M. C. Morrison, mother of R.W.T.B. Ed Woods, born in Cabarrus County in North Carolina, March 5th, 1802, died in August 25th, 1877. And this one next to it's pretty interesting, because this guy here is a part of the family. Thomas Breas Woods, February 3rd, 1825, near Selma, Atlanta, went to California in 1849, resided in that state and Nevada up to his death, which occurred in VA City in January 2nd, 1892, and that the request was embalmed and shipped to Texas to be buried by, said his mother. He was a son of Edward and Catherine Woods and brother of Colonel Ed Woods and W.R. Woods. Interesting. One way you can tell if headstones are really old are like this one that are quite far gone and they look like they're made of sandstone. Those wear off the fastest, so if you're curious who the oldest is, come check out these like this that would be made of sandstone. Now from these, if you go across, this is the headstone of who started the cemetery. If we remember up front, it reads, in memory of N.W. Tobey, son of S&M E. Tobey, born in February 13, 1860, and died in March 22, 1872. So that's that one. And then there's a bunch of other interesting ones, but here in this sect right here is where the oldest of them are, probably the core of the cemetery. And the ones on the outside, like along the fence and towards the main gate, is where some of the newer ones are. Here's another really old one. that would be out of sandstone right here. And then this one reads, I want to try to make it out, something APRTI, I can't finish reading that. Hablo was born 22nd of October and died in March, something 1274. So yeah, that one's really hard to read, especially because it's made of sandstone. They wear off way faster than the granite ones. Look at this big old grasshopper. Look at him. He's ridiculous. He's massive. This is a shame, this one here. This one's a shame, all busted and all. Hope they get it fixed. Let's go check out this one over here. This one I find pretty interesting, how it's two monoliths tied together with a arch signifying when they were married. On the left is mother and the right is father, and the family name is Cone. They're married December 23rd, 1849. Excuse me. And then F.A. Cone, born on February 10th, 1829. Died in June 28, 1904. J.W. Cone, born February 12th, 1830, and died in November 23, 1894. And we got some more cones there. And then we have one that's been busted right here, but then that's been fixed. It's kind of hard to read, but this one's one of those other sandstone ones that are falling apart. Then we got some Smiths right here. This one's pretty cool. He's got a good quote on it I read when I first checked out the place. On the top here, but I'll read that in a second. This is it's kind of hard to see with the shadow, but it reads Ben F. Ricketson, born May 11th, 1896, died in May 16, 1927. Can't read the bottom inscription below that, but this top reads pretty interesting. Friends and strangers pass by me, as you are now now so once was I. As I am now, so you must be prepared for death and follow me. I don't know where that quote comes from, but I really like it. Here's one of the most recent residents I found. Adrian John Anthony Murray, October 28, 1954, August 14th, 2003. Husband, son, brother, friend. That's all it reads. Here's another recent resident that reads, I guess his nickname was Cooney, Charles Clayton Mesger, November 16th, 1926 to July 25th, 2018. Dad, Opa, and friend is what it reads. Sure is a beautiful day today, but hot out here in Texas in this August month. Okay, there's one other grave that's very interesting. It's on the neighbor's property. I'm not sure how it got here, what the story is, but it resides right here on this fence, so I would consider this a part of the cemetery. No idea what it will read, because I can't get on there and I don't want to be disrespectful, but there it is. One side reads, Susan Tate Phillips, wife of J.R. Phillips, December 1st, 1848, and then February 17th, 1942. And then on the right of that it reads, in memory of John R. Phillips, born February 17th, 1843, died in June 4th, 1890. It reads, we miss thee from our home I don't know what that another word is. I can't read it. Of our home, dear, I think it says. We miss thee from thy place, a shallow, or from our life's cast. We miss the sunshine of the face. We miss thy hand and willing hand, thy fond and caring care. Our home is dark. Can't read the next word. Out thee. We miss thee something. Or that's all I can able to read off of that. Vola Andrews, born August 14th, 1882, died on October 12th, 1883. That's a shame. She did not last that long. I always find it very interesting when they put a face of the person on the tombstone, like this gentleman here, Richard Bow Rollins, November 17th to 1956, October 8th, 2007. Here we have is a Nelson family, and Von Dean Nelson here on the left was a Freemason. It's pretty cool, and his wife Deborah on the right. We got Clark, we have a Rasco, we have a Rose, Heflin over there. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. This is my first one, so there is definitely some things I'm learning with camera work, so please be patient as I get my practice in. With that being said, I do want to say the whole point of Grave Masters is to come document cemeteries and learn from a historical perspective about the area that they represent, the point in time they represent, and the history. Some of these cemeteries do mark ghost towns that are no longer here anymore. For example, Macedonia, Texas. That cemetery there is the last remaining thing of the town. So, without further ado, I'll let y'all go and see you in the next episode.